to Crafty Turn, and today we're going to do the second part of the album that we started the other day. So if you remember, we've actually made the album itself. So we're going to focus on making the pages and looking at how the pages fit. So the first thing I'm going to do is, from my spine, I'm going to take just a little corner diagonally down to the fold. So I'm hoping you can see. I've just taken that down to the fold, and I'm going to do that on all four top. Now you can do this, and probably should do this before you stick it in. I forgot. So I'm going to do that now. What this does is it makes it so much easier to slide your pages in. So there's that one. And that one. And that one. And that one. So if I bring it up now, you can see, I hope, that all the pages are on a slant like that. So get rid of all of these bits, because otherwise they just end up getting stuck on everything else. Okay, so now we're going to make the pages themselves. Now, for the pages, you will need 8 pieces of card, and they will be 6 5/8 by 7 1/2. So they will be 6 5/8 by 7 1/2, and then you will score them so that they are 7 1/2 by 6 3/8. And then when you've scored them in pairs, you're going to fold your score lines over and give them a good burnish, like so. Now, the more you burnish these, the flatter your pages will be. So it's worth doing this really well in terms of your burnishing. So I'm going to fold that over like that and turn it over and burnish it again. And then I'm going to put some glue on this folded tab. Oops, I can get the glue out of its stand. So lose that. So I'm going to put some glue along here. And I'm going to do the same on this one. So I'm just going to put some glue along here. And then I'm going to put the untabbed edge up to the glued edge, feeling my way along. And then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do the same thing, so that what I'm doing is creating a pocket. So I'm just going to go along there like that, and along there like that, and I'm going to leave that to dry. But I made some previously, so you can see what you get looks a bit like a wallet. And then these, when they are built, will fit onto your spine, and because it's a flexi spine and you just take it down to the fold, it will fold either way. So, and you will need 4 of these. So you will need 8 pieces of card at 6 5/8 by 7 1/2, and you will score them to 6 1/8. Ooh, do I mean 6 1/8? Anyway, you will score 1/2 inch. Yes, so 6 1/8 by 7 1/2. So you score 1/2 inch, and then you put them together to make your 4 pages. So what we're going to focus on today is page 1. And page 1 has got various parts to it. So we're going to start by working on the top flap. So I'm going to bring out, oops, I managed to drop some pieces. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to bring all the pieces that I need over. And we're going to start with the top flap. So I'm just making sure, yeah, I've got the top front flap. So this is this piece here. So the first thing you need is your actual flap. So this is cut to 7.5 by 6 5/8, and then you're going to score 1/2 inch. So you'll end up with a piece that's 7.5 by 6 1/8. So 7.5 by 6 5/8, scored at 1/2 inch to produce 6 1/8. And then we're just going to fold over our scored line. And again, we're going to keep burnishing this because we want it to lie flat. And to avoid having unsightly corners, I'm just going to cut a little diagonal on each side. So actually it looks then like the glue flap that it's going to be. You can see there. Move those out the way. And I'm going to start by working on the front of my flap. So as you build this up, build up all the pieces separately so that if something goes wrong, you're not going to waste the whole page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pocket on. So I have a piece of, oops, that's the side flap. Don't know how that's got into there, but it doesn't matter. That's the side flap. Sorry, everything's got a bit muddled up now. That's because I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, so I've got a piece of card here, and it's 8.5 by 5.5. 8.5 by 5.5. And I've scored 1/2 inch, turned it, scored 1/2 inch, turned it, scored 1/2 inch. So my inside piece is 7.5 by 5. And I've got a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch score all the way around the edges. Now, because I want nice, neat corners, this is going to make a pocket. So I'm going to take my scissors, maybe you can see, I'm going to go into that cross, like that, and then I'm going to go move my scissors round and cut there. So I'm just going to move this light back slightly. Oh, no, that's too much. I'm going to turn the light down. Bear with me a second. I'm still finding my way around this light. That's better. So I've cut to the cross, then I've turned my scissors in and cut a little bit. And I'm going to do the same on this side. So you have a cross where the two pieces meet. You take your scissors into that cross, twist your scissors slightly and cut again. So the bits that you cut out are not straight here. And that will stop it meeting or folding over. A very good pull forward tip. So I'm now going to fold all of these in, like so. Now you will obviously take more time than I am, and I'm going to burnish these all down, like so. So all the way round, burnish them down, really give them a good burnish because again, you don't want this pocket sticking up too much. Okay, just get into that corner a little bit more. And then that is going to go on to the front of your page. So, your flap. I'm going to start opening up the two sides and just putting some glue along this bottom flap. So put some glue along this bottom flap. You don't have to go mad with the glue. And I'm going to place this, making sure it's absolutely level. I'm going to place this on the bottom of the flap. Now, I always say, don't press it down until you're absolutely sure by running your fingers across there that it's absolutely level. Then press it down, then open it. And just hold it while you're opening it, just in case it moves again. Now, because I'm going to put a large tag in here, and I don't want it to catch on this bottom seam, I'm going to get my black tape out, and I'm just going to run a little bit of black tape along this bottom seam. And that will just smooth it out. Excuse me. Got a bit of a ridge there, but it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to pop that like that, and then it'll slide rather than catching on the ridge. So I'm now going to fold in these two side pieces, and I'm going to put my glue on those like this, and on this side like that, so that I've got glue on both sides. It's just coming up. And then I'm going to fold this down from the middle. I'm just going to gently go out to the edges, and it should line up perfectly. So I'm just going to do that and do that, and then I'm going to turn it over because you can't get inside with this. So I'm just going to go along there like that. So you've now got a slightly dimensional pocket. So now I'm going to do the front of my pocket. Now for this, I've cut 5 pieces of paper, whoops, for the whole thing at 7 3/8 by 5 7/8. And then I've taken one of those pieces, which is going to be my front of the flap. So originally they're 7 3/8 by 5 7/8, and I've cut this one down to 4 3/4. So the flap is 5, this is 4 3/4. And I'm going to go around the edge of this. So this is 4 3/4. I'm going to go around the edge. Now there's nothing to stop you putting a photo slot in here, and I would possibly do that, but I'm not going to do it today. Or you could put a I can't think of the word, a curved photo pocket in there. So that fits on there perfectly. And I'm going to just go round here like this. And I'm going to pop that on to there like that. These Curiosa and Curiosa papers are so lovely. I'm loath to do too much on them. And then I have a top piece, which is the bit that I cut off. So I'm just going to go around the edge of this. So remember, this was originally a piece of paper at 7 3/8 by 5 7/8, and I've cut off 4 3/4, which has gone onto here, and then the remainder is going to go and tuck just inside there to finish that page, or finish that flap off. Okay, so I'm just going to go round and round. And then that's going to go on to there. I'm just going to slide it inside. So you just have to go over that lip inside a little bit. And the other side, just go over that lip. Oops. Just slide it over that lip. And then you can position it in place. Gosh, it's being a bit awkward with me today. There we go, that's got it. Once you've got it over the lip, you can then slide it into the place you want it. So it will then go. Best laid plans all go to pot as soon as you do a video. So I'm just going to take that off there and smooth it out. There we go. We've got there in the end. Okay, so there's the front of your flap, and we're going to make a pocket to go inside, and that will just fit inside there like that. So we have a piece of card here that is 7 by 5. I have a piece of cream card that is 6 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I'm just going to stick this to the bottom of my piece like this. So that's going to go onto there like so. Let's get that. And then I'm going to round the corners of the top. So I'm just going to go in there with my corner rounder. And then I've got a piece of paper which is 6. That's the long one. That's the wrong one. That's the right one. 6 1/4 by 1 inch. And I'm just going to round the corner of that as well. Making sure I've got it the right way up. I want the hearts. And then I'm going to go round the edge of that, all the way round. And then that is going to go onto there. So you've got a space for the photo or for journaling, whatever you want to do. And then you've got a nice little decorative bit on the top, like so. And then that will fit neatly inside your pocket, like that. I will probably put a little tag on that, but I will show you that another time as I haven't got the tags made. So now I'm going to do the underside of my front top flap. But what I need to remember is when it lifts up, it's the other way up. So you want this flap, this glue flap at the bottom. And this is quite simply going to be, if I can find the right bits of card, the right bits of paper. I seem to have got into a little bit of a muddle here. So that's that. That's that. That's not that. I will find the right piece in a minute. So that's going to go there. So I want the piece that goes with that. There it is, but that's not the right piece for that. So it's not that one. I think we'll get there in a minute. Any more pieces over there? No. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. So what I've got is another piece of paper at 7 3/8 by 5 7/8. You have to excuse me getting myself into such a muddle. I actually had all this prepared. It was beautifully prepared and it's all just gone a little bit haywire. And you want a piece of card at 3 1/4 by 7 1/2. So let me get my flap here. So that is going to go onto there, like that. You're then going to cut your piece of paper and you are going to take 3 inches off the bottom. So this is going to make your pocket. So your top piece is just going to go straight onto here. So this is your piece of paper that was 7 3/8 by 5 7/8. You're taking 3 inches off the bottom. So this is now 2 7/8, so just slightly under 3 inches. And that is going to stick there like that. So we're just going to stick this down. And that is going to go onto there like so. And then this piece, we're going to go round the edges of, all the way around. Like so. And then that is going to go onto there, and this will make the pocket. So we're just going to put some glue all the way around there. That is then going to go onto there. And then I put my thumb on the top edge where I don't want any glue. I'm going to run some glue, being quite economical with the glue because I don't want it splurging out everywhere. And that is going to go onto there. And that's going to form your pocket. So now you have a front flap with a large pocket and a smaller pocket on the back. So I'm just going to put that to one side. Excuse me. Now I'm going to do a side pocket. And I'm going to do it in exactly the same way. The only difference is that your score line is here. So your original piece of card this time is 8 by 6 1/8, and you're scoring along this edge. So you're going to have it landscape on your scoreboard, and you're going to score 1/2 inch so that you end up with 7 1/2 by 6 1/8. So it's exactly the same size as this, but the flap is on the side. So we're going to do the same thing again. And we're going to take off those little corners. And then we're going to do exactly the same as we did with this one onto here. Now your side pocket for your side piece is slightly different. So again, you're going to have your piece of paper at 7 3/8 by 5 7/8. Only this time, you're going to take your piece for the pocket from the side. So you're going to cut from the side 2¼ inches off here, off the side of your paper, and then your flap is 2½ by 5 7/8. So it's a slightly shorter flap this time. Just deciding which way I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it that way. Okay. So this piece is going to go on in the same way. So this is your pocket page, and you're going to glue that straight on to the flap. Now you don't have to have a side pocket. You can have exactly the same thing again and have a pocket at the back. I just wanted to ring the changes slightly by having a side pocket. So I'm just going to go around the edges of this and around the edges of this, and then I'm going to pop that onto there. And make my side pocket there, and then I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue somewhere I don't want the glue to be. So many times I've done these wrong that it's now second nature to put my thumb there, because I know I'm not going to put glue all over my thumb. That's going to go down like that, and that's your second one. And then your second pocket tag is 6½ by 5½. Your cream card is 6¼ by 3¾ So I'm just going to put that on. All the measurements are on the cutting and scoring guide, which I shall find a way to put on my Facebook page and put a link in as soon as I can. So that's going to go there. Then I'm going to round my corners, and I've got my piece here, which is 1 inch by, I've covered up the measurements already, 6¼ So I'm just going to take my corners off here, making sure it's the right way up, corner off there, and then I'm just going to go all the way around here like that, and I'm just going to put some glue along here like so, and there's your second tag finished. So I'm now going to put this all on to my first page. Now it's a good idea to get all your 4 pages that you finished, making sure that the slots that you're going to slide in are on the left and the right, and put an arrow, and on the reverse, so that there is no way you can get one up the wrong way. Believe me, I've done it. Okay, so they're all going to go that way into the book. So this first one is page 1 and page 2. So page 1, I'm now going to put my flaps in place. So because I've taken these edges off here, it should fit nicely. But just in case, I'm going to take a slight bit more off this side and a slight bit more off this one. So where the 2 are going to join, just take a little bit extra off. So this one's going to go on the top. So I'm going to pop some glue onto here. And this one is going to go on the top, and because I've got my arrow, I know which is the top. Bring it up so that I can feel it's level. When I'm happy, I'm going to press it down before I do anything like try and open it and burnish it. Double check because it does slide. Then I'm just going to burnish it. Then I'm going to open it and burnish it. And now I'm going to do the same with my side one. So I'm going to put my glue on the side. Excuse me. And I'm going to put this to the side. Again, I'm going to run my fingers along to make sure it's absolutely level, and I want it level with the bottom as well. And I'm happy, I'm just pressing it down first because it will slide. And then I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to open this. And I've now got a side flap and a top flap. And then all I'm doing with this page is my 5th piece that I've cut to 7 3/8 by 5 7/8. I've just used my Cool Cats dies to put my 6 by 4 photo slots in, and I've cut the mat to go on there. So I'm keeping this quite simple because I want it to be quite flat for everything else to fall onto. So I'm just going to go around the edges of this, around all these edges, all of these. And making sure I don't go anywhere near where that cream card is sticking through. I'm going to pop these down onto here. So that is now the final part of here. All I've got left to do are to make my tags for there and finish off these tags, which I shall do in a moment. I just want to finish this page off by doing some little tags for the top here and putting something in the pocket. So you can see that I've put a little tag at the top there, and I've put a little rub on there, and we're going to do the same for this one. So I have used the Cool Cats, lost a tag, there it is. I've used the little Cool Cats tab dies, and I've used the oval ones. I must admit I do like the oval ones, and I've cut out 2 pieces of the mat to go with those. So I'm just going to go around the edge of these just really quickly. Excuse me again. So all the way around the edge of these. And then I'm just going to glue these into place on here. That one onto there. And that one onto there. Like so. And then because I do want to make sure that they're centered, I'm going to use my centering tools, and I think this tag was 7 inches, so let's have a look. Let's find my 7. Yes, 7 inches. So these allow me to find my center point without a lot of measuring and unnecessary nonsense. So I'm just going to put a little line there. They've got a little V in the middle. You can see that. so that you can mark exactly halfway. So now I'm just going to put some glue on the back of these. And then I'm going to position them as much as I can halfway, using my halfway mark, and just press that down so that it's in place, like so. And then I'm going to choose a rub-on. I can just see that's not central and it's going to annoy me. So I'm just going to see if I can get that off without too much hassle. It's the little things that you find annoy you. Let's put a bit more glue on that. And just centre that up a little bit better than that. There we go. I'm happier with that. Still not completely centered, but I'm happier. So I'm going to get my rub-ons, and you get 2 pages of rub-ons. I think I want a picture here. I quite like that bit that says, let me just see, if you can dream it, you can do it. Quite like that. Or every adventure requires a first step. That would be quite nice as well, wouldn't it? But I think I'm going to go with a picture. And I think I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go with those sort of roses, because we've got the roses on the front here. So I find the easiest way to do this is to cut out the bit that you want. So I'm just going to cut this away, and then that avoids getting anything else on there by accident. So I'll just cut that away, because that's the one I want. And then move that to one side. And then I'll position that as I want it. I'm just trying to decide which way round to have it. I think I'll have it that way round. And then I'm just going to start with the little lolly stick which they provide. So I'm just going to rub all over this, the little lolly stick. And then, because I am a belt and braces, I'm going to go over the top with my bone folder, my multi-purpose tool. So, and then I can just start at one corner and gently lift. And as I'm lifting, I can see if there's anything left on the paper that I'm lifting off, because that will mean that I haven't quite got that bit. I'm fairly happy. I haven't quite got all of that bit there. So I'll just go back to there. I'm fairly happy I've got it all. There we go. And then I'm just going to gently go over the top just to make sure it's all stuck down. And that then can go into there. It's just a little surprise when you take it out and you see that on there. And then finally, what I've done, from the 12 by 12 pack, you get the journaling cards. So the journaling cards don't come separate anymore, but they come in as part of the 12 by 12. So I've cut 2 of these. Now, sometimes I mount them onto card, but I like the fact that you've got that on the other side. So I'm not going to do it in this particular instance. So I'm just going to pop, I think I'm going to pop that one into there because it goes with the hearts. I quite like that. And then, yeah, I think I've picked quite wisely there, because that's got the roses on it. So that's going to go into there. So now that is this page complete. So I hope you like that. Keep watching for the next pages. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. We are very close to the first 1,000. Thank you very much indeed. Bye-bye.